up? What up? What up? You guys know what time it is. We're back. Headphones and highlights, episode 14. We got Peter. We got Asim here. What's going on, everybody?
What's up?
What's going on?
Yeah, how's y'all day going?
Busy day today for me at work, man. Dealing with the aftermath of the 18 inches of snow. So I had to deliver some mail out there, some
Oh Lord.
packages. Didn't finish, but we did the best we can. We'll see how it goes tomorrow.
How about you, Asim?
Uh, I was home, sick, a little under the weather. Been sick since like Friday. So, yesterday, today. I ain't work. So, just been taking medicines, resting, getting tea. So, my voice sounds a little bit stuffy for the pod, but I'm here.
That's what's up. That's what's up. As you guys already know, I adopted a cat today. So that's
What?
introducing. Oh yeah, I didn't tell you. I adopted a cat.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
I got a
Introducing
cat and a dog.
Azim and the cat, or not Azim, Zeus and the cat together. And Zeus is fine. The cat though hiding under the couch. So
Ah,
that's where we're at right now. They do not. Well, he does. He's scared, so he does not want to partake in no action with Zeus. Zeus, he's waggling his tail and jumping. He's ready to play.
It's gonna be an interesting couple weeks.
Oh, I know. I know. And then we got to introduce Zeus to the baby because Jess is gonna be
Yep.
soon. So that's
mm-hmm.
gonna be it's gonna be a whole event for us. Nonetheless, boys, let's talk sports. We're gonna start off with the NBA today, and yeah, we were talking about the MVP race, so we're just gonna continue on with this. What do you guys think about this current race?
I'll go first, obviously. The race is interesting. We've obviously had a couple people bow out due to the ineligibility. Right now, uh, as of today, as of Wednesday, February 25th, from what I see, the MVP odds, the favorite right now is Shea Gilgis Alexander from the OKC Thunder. Got a minus 125 chance. Right behind him is Nikola Jokic of the Nuggets. And then you have Cade Cunningham in third place, and then Wembanyama in fourth. Los's fellow Celtic, Jalen Brown in fifth place. And then right behind him is Luka Doncic. He is in sixth place in the MVP running. Real quick, in case anybody didn't know about some of the rules now regarding the eligibility of these awards, not just MVP, like even like all season, like the all NBA awards and all that. So you got to play a minimum of 65 regular season games in order to be eligible. And you in those games, you got to play at least 20 minutes per game. So in this, Jokic has already 16 games missed. You can only miss, you can't miss more than 17. I mean, you can't miss 17 or more. So Jokic is right there at the border. Like if he misses one more game, he is out. He's not eligible anymore. Shea Gilgis, he's going to be at 11, including today. So he's got 6 more games to miss. Both of these guys do have 20, like around 23, 24 games still to go for the season. So that's the interesting part. I do think it's between one of those two. I think those two have had obviously the best season so far. But this ineligibility is definitely something that it's like a discussion for us to have. I don't know if you guys agree with that. If you guys disagree with that, do you think it should be thrown out? Are you guys in favor of it? Like, I want to see what you guys think about it.
At first, I was on the side of yeah, it kind of sucks. It's not fair for the people that don't get it because of injury, even though they're play, they're the better player, etc. But kind of looking into it, thinking about it some more, doing the research, it's just like you kind of think of it as like you can't get rewarded for not playing the game. So it's kind of it makes sense. So the best ability is your availability. So like it's unfortunate that players get hurt, but it's more unfortunate when a certain player deserves it more than another, even though they've been playing they playing more games, they put in more work, uh, and you know at least give those people a chance uh, to get that MVP. Um, so that's my take on it. I think I think they should just keep it the way it is, and kind of steer clear from trying to from all the sitting the what's it load management.
Yeah.
So it's better for the fans, and if that player is serious, like yeah, I want to go for MVP. I want to be all in the All Star, be eligible for these awards and all that. And this is money on top of that when it comes to contracts as well. Um, so why not go for that? Have that incentive besides legacy and uh and your attributes.
I agree 100% there. I personally, I love the rule. I always hated when somebody just sat out a bunch of games and they still were voted into these positions or voted into all NBA and you know, qualified for the MVPs and DPOYs and all that. If you're gonna play and you're gonna miss a bunch of games, that should automatically disqualify you. You shouldn't just because you feel like sitting out a bunch of games and if you how do I say this the best? If you sit out a bunch of games but you're averaging 30 points, but you don't want to play any more games because your body's tired and you don't think you want to get 30 points and it's an efficient 30 point, I can understand like, oh, I don't want to ruin my chances of the MVP when my stats are looking really good and my team is doing really good. Like, no, Uh, if you miss more than those the allotted games, you shouldn't be eligible for the award. And just keep your body healthy for the postseason, but don't ruin that and take that liberty and that glorification from somebody else.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, these people getting paid millions of dollars to play basketball. So,
That they are.
like,
Like, I don't feel
it's
bad at all.
a once in a lifetime opportunity to get paid to do this, and people be
Seaman
out there
myself,
working 9 to 5s and 9 to 9s, working 12 hours a day,
Yes, sir.
working
I'll
for
tell you guys
minimum
what,
wage.
Seaman and myself are both active duty military, and we don't even
Yeah,
sniff anywhere close to half the money they make.
Wish,
So,
right? Everybody wishes.
right?
yeah.
Like,
Do you guys back to the MVP thing? Do you guys agree with those odds that SGA is the favorite? Do you guys have SGA as your leading one, or do you have Jokic in there as your favorite for it?
I'm gonna go with Joker.
I
I don't
agree.
I don't think he's gonna miss another game. I think they'll even near the end. I think they'll put him in at least 20 just so he can get his so he can be eligible. Other than that, if it's not Joker, then it's SGA. If he's coming back healthy, you know. So that's my two, and then Cade.
What about you, Los?
So, like, I'm gonna sound biased when I say this. So,
You know it's coming.
With the Celtics jersey on.
always. Listen, look. So 100% should be Joker because of the rules. Say he doesn't become eligible. I completely understand now why he won't win the award. If we're being completely honest, he's the best player in basketball. He should. It shouldn't even be a conversation year in and year out. He should win the award. If not, right? Personally, I don't think it should be Shea. Okay. Yes, his team is the number one team in the Western Conference. I think they're still the number one seed. I don't think.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they're still number one.
And he's averaging. I'm looking at his stats right now, almost 32 points per game, 6 assists, 4.4. So we'll just round down 4 rebounds per game, and that's really good. But if that's the reason why we're giving it to Shea, why not give it to somebody who's actually played majority of the games, and has, I want to say, has similar numbers in terms of points, but has more. He's almost averaging a double double in Cade Cunningham. 25 points, 9.8. Like that's basically
Yeah.
10 assists per game. He's almost averaging a double double, almost 2 steals a game, and about 6 rebounds. Like that to me is a lot better, and he's playing the majority of the games. And I'm not taking any slight when I say this to Shai, because Shai's a phenomenal player. But if you're gonna miss a bunch of games and somebody else who's there is the one as good, he's the number one seed in the Eastern Conference, almost averaging a double double, their star player. Why are we not giving it to somebody who's there almost every game of the year, and somebody who's now missing close to 2 weeks of basketball, almost a month of basketball? We're just gonna keep giving him the award because we like him more. To me, that doesn't make sense. And like, no knock to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he's a phenomenal player. You missed a lot of games, and that should be a knock on your resume.
I feel like personally, I like both what Jokic and SGA are doing. I mean, Jokic is averaging a triple double again, which is crazy. Like you're basically doing 29 points per game, essentially 13 rebounds per game, and 11 assists per game. He's leading the league in assists, and I think he's leading the league in rebounds. Yeah, he is. Yeah. He's leading both, and he's probably like in the top 5, top 7 of points. Yes, so top 7 in points. That's crazy. And like what Jokic is doing is incredible. I think not to take away from Shai, because what Shai is doing is incredible too. He's averaging 32 points per game, the 4 rebounds, 6 assists, with his shooting stats, I think being 55. 50, well, it's a little, even Jokic got a better percentage there. But I think not the problem, because I do think that it's going to be one of those two, crazy enough. But I feel like we could start seeing a thing of like voter fatigue that Jokic did experience at one point too, because if you look at what Shai did last year to win the MVP, the numbers are almost exact. Like last year, he got 33 points per game. He's at 32 right now, so it's right there. He had 4.4 rebounds over here. He had in 2024, 2025, he had 5. And then assists is exactly the same, 6.4. And then the shooting stats are like actually a little bit better. No. They're better now. Yeah, they're better now. So like it's around the same thing. So I feel like what Los is saying, like if you do have that voter that's like, well, we have these new rules, right? And we're like, hey, Shai has only played so far 40 some games. I mean, there's still 20 to go, but let's say he finishes around like 60 games played, 65 games played, like he reaches the minimum. Do the voters now go and they're like, well, he just put up the same numbers, the same season as last year. Let's give it to a new guy. And you can look at Cade Cunningham, who's only missed 5 games this season. He is playing really good. He's playing really good ball. Or you could look at maybe a Victor Wembanyama. You're like, well, this is a new superstar in the game. Yeah, he's missed 13 games in the season, but look at what he's done in these, in these games that he's been in. Like I said, I'm okay with either or of Jokic or SGA winning the MVP because how good their numbers are, and obviously SGA having the best team in the league helps him a lot. But I could see like voter fatigue if he were to have the same season stats at the end of the season and having like a minimum of like the 65 games played that is necessary.
So I'm looking up stats at the moment. That's what I'm kind of looking up. I got the vertical monitor.
Yeah.
So here's my thing with somebody like an SGA, and like, congrats. I was actually arguing with somebody in the comments about this. Congrats to him. No knock on his game. 1 second. Let me see if I can pull this up correctly. Okay, so no knock on him, but last year he won the MVP, and like you said, his stats already. You have him up, right?
Yeah, I do. Yep.
Can you just say his stats for last year again?
So 2024, 2025, he averaged 33 points per game because 32.7. So you round up.
Yep.
Exactly 5 rebounds per game and 6 assists per game. It was 6.4, 1.7 steals, so basically 2, and then 1 block per game as well.
Okay, perfect. So as you guys hear that, so he's averaging really good stats. Jokic last year was averaging a triple double once again, 29.6, so basically 30 points per
Yeah.
game. He has 12.7 rebounds, so almost 13 rebounds per game, and 10.2, so 10 assists per game. And he did not win the MVP because of voters fatigue. Okay, and
Yeah, it's
here's my
insane.
thing with exactly. He did, which is to me, it's crazy that we're acknowledging this, but it's okay because it's because it's SGA. When you look
It
at
was
2 years ago, right? And the
it
reason
was
Go
it
ahead.
was because of the rankings in there in the what you call it in the schedule, like the what you call it.
They had the best. They had the best
Yeah, the
record in the
Thunder had
league
the, yeah, the
again.
Thunder had the best record, and the Pacers were not the Pacers, the Nuggets. They were in like what the fifth seed or something. They were
Similar.
struggling.
It's similar to this year. It's like very
Yeah,
similar.
Okay, so with that being said, right? Why is it that it's okay to give him the MVP because of his record, but then you got somebody like Jason Tatum, the year we won the championship, 2023, 2024, who had the best record and it wasn't even close. Like we were the only team with 64 wins. The next best team in the entire league was the OKC Thunder, and they had 57. And he was averaging phenomenal stats for somebody of his caliber, and he didn't win the MVP. They gave it to Jokic. But now we have voters fatigue all of a sudden because it's not a Celtics player, and we still want to give it to SGA. And then we're going into another year. Let's just say, hypothetically speaking, both Joker and SGA are eligible for this award. How is it not Jokic when he's averaging a triple double again another year? We literally
It-
gave it to Russ the years he won the
it's-
MVP by averaging a triple double because it's something that was like, oh my goodness, crazy.
yeah. I'm saying it should go to Joker this year if it's Joker and SGA. So like it'd be a no brainer.
To me, it's like LeBron said, it's a big popularity contest.
Yeah.
How about this?
You
I also
you
think another thing too. Oh, go ahead. Let's see. My bad.
I was saying like you can't at this point, like it's beyond popularity when Joker is putting up these insane numbers, like historic level numbers that nobody has ever seen consistently. So it's like, all right, we gave it to SGA for blah 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 reason, but he did it again, and he's been consistently doing this. So it's like they're gonna face so much backlash if they give it to SGA again, like over Joker.
Exactly. So then this goes into my other point, right? I agree. Cade Cunningham is having a phenomenal year. He should be somewhere. He should be eligible for this award. Why isn't my guy Jaylen Brown getting enough love in this conversation? Like, and this is what I want to say about my guy Jaylen Brown. Okay, I'm gonna sound as biased as I can be. I could care too less. I'm saying it so you guys can hear it. I'm biased when it comes to this. When the season started, not one person had my Celtics in the playoffs. Everybody thought without Jason Tatum, this was going to be a wash year. We got rid of Kristaps, Drew Holiday, Al Horford, Luke Cornett. We depleted our team. We're going to be restructuring, retooling for next year, not this year, next year. So we're going to probably be a borderline play-in team. We might not even make the play-in team. We might be a lottery team. We're going to try and get a blue chip prospect in this stacked NBA draft to add with Brown and Tatum and build a team going from there. Nobody expected us to be the second best team in the Eastern Conference. Nobody expected Jaylen Brown to be averaging almost 30 points per game, 7 rebounds, 5 assists per game, beating some of the best teams in the league. Nobody has expected that. So why is he not getting the love that he deserves?
Well,
No, it's
because
true.
Cade Cunningham is
That's the thing.
in the
I
same,
think that's the problem. I
and
think
he's
that's
on a
it.
better team and with the better schedule. And he's,
Not just that. I think too. Another thing too is if you would have told everybody in the beginning of the season, who do you think will have a better like season overall? Or, like not a better season. Like who do you think will be able to elevate their team? Jaylen Brown or Cade Cunningham? I think 9 times out of 10 you're gonna say Jaylen Brown because I mean you've seen how he did in the finals for Boston. So you give more like you give more of a chance to him to do it as opposed to like Cade Cunningham this year became like a star for his team. Obviously, him and Jalen Duren, having him has helped a lot too. But Cade has definitely become the superstar of there. I think I know what you mean, though, Los. I feel like he should get a little bit more respect because what he has been doing this year, like you did say at the beginning of the year, sure, it didn't look good for you guys. You guys lost Tatum, like you say, you guys lost some key pieces. So it's like, the Celtics, they might have to rebuild or like start fresh or wait for Tatum. And they haven't done that. As you can see, they're the second best team in the East. They got a really good record. They've been doing well. And Jaylen Brown, obviously, as we can see, he is 5th in the MVP race. I think I would probably change him with Wembanyama. I'll probably put him 4th. I wouldn't put him above Cade because I think what Cade is doing is the epitome of having like a MVP, a most valuable player, which I was going to say that to you guys too regarding Jokic and SGA. I looked at both records of their teams without those players. And to me, like just me, I feel like I agree with Lowe's. A team's record shouldn't be reflected on a MVP because at the end of the day, how good is that team without that player and how good is that team with that player? So the Thunder this year are 7-3 without SGA, and the Nuggets without Jokic have been 10-6. So you're talking about, yes, sure, the Nuggets do have a winning record still, but you're talking about they only won 4 more games compared to their losses, compared to the Thunder, who have still done pretty well for not having SGA. Obviously, having some nice young stars on there too. But the Thunder, I mean, the Nuggets, who else do they have other than Jokic? I feel like Jamal Murray's like, he's on and off, he's streaky or he's hurt. He does have his really good games, but I feel like without Jokic, I mean, that Nuggets team is nothing. Like they're not going anywhere. So I feel like in that aspect, if you talk about MVPs, I mean, how can you say that Jokic isn't the elite MVP there? But exactly, like I said, this is a thing that these voters have that they're going to take into consideration the records. Los can say that too. Like, why wasn't Tatum taken in consideration for his, for his MVP vote? And then if they had the best record, it's like, we don't know what's going on with these voters. They pick and choose. They choose who they want. They pick who they want. I mean, it's just always going to be like that, unfortunately. But I do agree, Los. I think that Brown should get more respect and be talked about more what he's done this year. I would put him 4th in that MVP race. And if Jokic were to be gone, obviously it brings him up to be 3rd, in my opinion.
So, and I'm not saying, like, for the record, I'm not saying Brown should be the favorite for the MVP. I'm not saying that he is the MVP, but I want him to get the respect that he deserves for what he's doing with our team. That's all.
He's getting the respect. LeBron gave him props.
Even
you get respect from LeBron.
Even LeBron said it. He's like, I don't know why he's not getting talked about in this conversation like he's supposed to. He's one of the best players in the world, and he, in his opinion, he's rightfully one of the 3 best players in the league right now.
Yep.
He should be considered for the MVP. And like, if LeBron's saying that it's a popularity contest nowadays, and that's why he's not getting it, it's just he's throwing the league under the bus at this point. He's like, look, like we know what's going on, and what you guys
because it happened to LeBron. He deserved MVP, how many years? And then they're just like, yeah, we seen enough. You got enough MVPs. Let's give it to somebody else.
Voter fatigue.
Even though LeBron is like one of the best players in the league every year in his prime.
I'll tell you guys what, because I've been talking to a couple of my friends about this. What it is with Brown too, why the league isn't giving him as much credit and respect as he deserves. I know that we are as fans, but like the league itself doesn't want to. It's mostly because Brown's so outspoken, and like he's so smart that like it's hard to like really get him on a lot of things because he does everything by the book. And when he talks bad about the league, he does it in a way that's like, it's just kind of like wow.
I guess so. I mean, out of the contestants, you don't really hear much from SGA. He's Canadian. You got Joker, who don't care about basketball, cares about his horses. You got Wemby. I mean, you could put Wemby as like the face. He's like tried and true. Like, I'm trying to be the Kobe top dog in history. And then who was on that day? Jaylen Brown. He's like, the most Cade, he barely talk. He talking about the Lord Jesus Christ in his interviews. so then that leaves Jaylen Brown, the wild card. the internet troll. He be trolling.
He talks
Uh,
about Black America and Black
he be
youth.
funny. Yeah,
I know the league is tired of hearing him
he's
say this.
He's suing. I think he's suing the city of California for shutting down his party or something.
Yeah. Because apparently they said you needed permission from the state to have this event, but
Yeah.
since it was on private property, he didn't need events, or he didn't need a certificate of approval for it. And it's he's doing it at a friend's house, so it's considered private property. And like,
I also think though, Los, I also think that unfortunately it just comes with the territory because of like it's Boston, it's just one of those big franchises that people are gonna love them or they're gonna hate them. It's the same thing with the Lakers too. I mean, people are gonna love the Lakers and they're gonna hate the Lakers. It's just gonna be like that. And unfortunately, Brown is in that organization. He is a Boston Celtic. I feel like even if Jokic was a Boston Celtic, somebody would find a way to hate him because they're like, oh, I hate the Celtics. Oh, I hate Jokic.
That's why Drake made it and won the MVP. It's because Boston, New England, they got to find a way to hate on us.
No, bro. No, don't even bring that up.
So
don't even bring that up.
So keeping with the NBA, I don't know if you guys have seen this new report coming out. It's coming from Adam Silver, basically talking about some new changes that they're trying to introduce next year to basically, the anti-tanking. Some of the things that they're trying to introduce are first round draft picks only being protected for top 4 picks. After that, they're not protected anymore. Freezing the lottery odds at the trade deadline or maybe a little later of a date. Also not allowing a team to pick in the top 4 for consecutive years. So if what last year was the Mavericks wouldn't be able to pick technically next year in the top 4. They would fall out of it. And then obviously if the team were to make a conference final, they would not be able to be in the top 4 picks at all. And try to like change the odds up a little bit. So I wanted to see, like, do you guys think that, is this a step in the right direction to try to help the anti-tanking? Do you feel like it's not really helping? Do you feel like, well, at least Adam Silver's doing something? Because in my opinion, I feel like at least we're trying to do something. I don't know if it's really going to help. I don't know if people are going to be behind this. Some of the stuff kind of doesn't matter. Like, you can't be in the top 4 after making the conference finals. Like, that's not an anti-tanking thing for me. I feel like if you made the conference finals the year before, you probably are going to be in the playoffs the year after, unless, catastrophic things happen to your team. I do think that freezing the lottery odds maybe could help some teams blow up, instead of being like, well, we just selling everybody off the team, maybe. But I mean, I feel like at least Adam Silver is doing something. What do you guys think?
I'll start. I personally, I like it. He's doing something. He's trying something. I think what he means by if you made like the conference finals, you won't have a top 4 pick is like shots at maybe Boston, OKC, some of these teams that have been hoarding draft picks for a long time, and they're banking on a team's future draft picks to be really weak. So we'll give a prime example. When the SGA was traded, they got a whole bunch of draft picks. They still got draft picks coming onto like this year, included with that SGA trade. So now the Thunder are a championship team. They just won the championship. So they will not be eligible to have a top 4 pick, even if the team that per se would have the odds to be in the top 4 wouldn't make it. They would probably fall out of the top 4 because of that. So I think it just makes it so like the teams after they accrued all these draft assets now don't get even better and stack up these offensive juggernauts or defensive juggernauts that are coming out of the draft on their teams as well, making the league kind of a monopoly in a sense. So I'm a fan of that. Everything else, I think he's trying something, freezing the picks. That way, at least by the end of the year, we have competitive basketball all around. So I like it. I can't say I don't like it.
I'm gonna be on the side of I don't think it's gonna change much. The main issue is they should just shorten the games, but I don't think that's going to happen because of money. If the main issue is that people are getting hurt because of how long these games are and they're load managing because they're playing so many games plus back to backs and everything, then you should just shorten the season. Like,
Now, how about
short.
this? How about we just eliminate back to backs, and instead of playing back to backs, you play every other night, and you just kind of.
I'd be okay with that.
It's still when I don't think it'll stop teams either way. For if they play, twice a week, 3 times a week, it's still a player playing multiple times a game. I mean, a week, multiple times a week. That's the main thing.
Okay.
So
I just want to say to that, like, how does that sound? These players are getting paid millions of dollars
to
to play basketball, and
play
they're complaining that
3
they have
days
to
a
play
week,
too much basketball.
2-3 days a week, twice back to back. We play basketball 2 days out the week. For just for fun. Maybe people be in the gym playing basketball, and no problem. But
pick
you
up
in the,
ball.
you in the NBA, you can't do it.
And mind
Yeah,
you, the
dude.
league is so much less physical than it was back in the day, like the 80s, the 90s, the early 2000s.
It's less physical, but it's more. It's faster, so it's a lot. They're running back and forth a lot more, and a lot of stop and goes, a lot of pick and rolls and everything. So with the 3 ball being the main thing,
I
but
mean, they should not be complaining because they got to run.
yeah, but I could understand the wear it has on your body, but they should be able to. There should be ways with the money that they have to recover, recover quickly.
I feel like here, though, at the end of the day, the problem isn't the fact that the players are getting hurt or not getting hurt. I think the problem is that these teams, they're just like, well, we're going to try to better our odds to get a good pick. So, Jaren Jackson, you say you have like a knee issue? Yeah, my knee's been bothering me for a while, but I can play. No. Go get that surgery, sir. You're like, you sure, bro? Like, I could play. No. Go get that surgery. That's what they're doing to everybody. Like, if the Cavs, like right now, we just saw like that James Harden got a fractured thumb, right?
Yeah.
If the Cavs were not anywhere in playoff contentions, the Cavs would tell him right away, yeah, it's okay, James. Sit out for the rest of the season. You don't got to do nothing else. And he's like, no, but I could play. Just tape it up. No. We don't need you to play this season. Just, sit.
Yeah.
That's the problem, I think. As opposed to like these players, like some of them, I mean, I'm not gonna say all of them because obviously some they say they're hurt or like they're like some of them obviously they're like that, like they're like nah, I'm tired or like I can't play back to backs. I feel like Kawhi is the biggest example of this. Am I right? Load management, he couldn't play back to backs at all. But I feel like there's other players that like they get hurt. And they're like, I'm banged up a little bit, but I could keep playing. And the teams that are like, they're just bad. Like, nope, no, it's okay. That's the thing. And when it's egregious, it's a problem. Like we're seeing it right now. Lauri Markkanen of the Jazz, he was completely fine. And all of a sudden he's like, he was playing in he's playing pickup ball and in the warming up and in practice, and he hurt his knee.
Team practice. Yep.
And you're just like, okay, so now they got to do MRI on him. So don't be surprised if in a day or two, Lauri Markkanen out for the year.
I guess they already decided it that he's getting surgery.
No, he has an MRI plan. They haven't decided anything yet. But Jaren Jackson's on the team, and they already shelved Jaren Jackson for the year. So I'm pretty sure Lauri Markkanen is going to be out for the year too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, wasn't it after they traded for him?
They need to find them even more money because this is outrageous. To me, I think it's crazier because you got somebody like Jason Tatum who's coming back. Basically, if he were to come back this season in record time from an Achilles tear, and he's itching, like you can see him on the side of the court. He's itching to be on the court. He wants to be out there with his team and he wants to play. And then you got these other players who I can't play. My back hurts. I want to sit out. I got knee soreness. I don't want to play.
It's just too much at risk to not get the top pick. That's the problem.
That's the thing.
So
Yeah.
it's
Well,
like
Right now, because they're not getting penalized. They're not getting penalized for it. Like,
it could take.
yeah. They're like, oh, we'll fine you $100,000 if
Yeah.
you got money and you're just like, well, I know my franchise is going to be getting a good pick. Like, they'll just throw the 100,000. They don't care. But some players, obviously, I mean, some teams will be like, all right, well, we're not trying to spend all that. But if you have a pick, like, I mean, this year's draft is stacked. But like, let's say it was last year and you could get the chance to get Cooper Flag. I don't care how much I have to pay in fines. I'm trying to get that number one pick.
Yeah, basically.
But you saw how what that did to all the teams that tanked. The Mavericks got him.
Yeah, exactly. The Mavericks got.
Yeah, the Mavericks got him. It's just the higher odds. Mavericks got him, but supposedly this is supposed to be one of the more stacked drafts that's coming up.
Yeah, this is a really good draft class.
So it doesn't matter as long as you get one of those top picks. You're going to get a.
Carlos Boozer's one of his twins. Like, he's supposed to be in the top 3. He's really good. Mm-hmm.
So
like I said, I don't really like it. I don't know. I feel like the whole resting rule and what is it called? Load management.
Yeah.
And it might be because like I love football so much. Like, they're complaining about, oh, we got to play all these games, and they're nowhere near as physical as like a game like football is. And you see these people. I just saw a documentary last night. Drew Brees. I don't know if you remember when he was playing with 7 broken ribs and came back 4 weeks later, and like he was thugging it out there because he just wanted to be out there. Like, the love of the game isn't the same anymore.
Oh, real quick, Los. I don't know if you saw, but they said that Tatum's already doing 5-on-5s.
Oh yeah, I knew that. Yeah. There's a post about Jason Tatum. Now that we kind of brought him up, his documentary about his whole recovery stuff is 3:14, like 3 minutes and 14, or 3 hours and 14 minutes long. He could have signed a max contract of $315 million over 5 years. He signed 314. He shot. That was his contract, 314 million. The area code in St. Louis is 314, 314, and 314.
Oh my gosh!
So like, there's
this man. Why is Tatum? Oh my gosh, man! It's just so it's so bad. Tatum is just.
Come back.
Oh my goodness!
Against the Wizards.
Just oh my gosh! Why does he do this, bro? Why can't it just be? Yeah, I'm coming back in the undisclosed date. It's got to be all. Oh yeah, and the number of my contract. This other reason. My son was born 314, so it sounds like a good way to spit it. The documentary is 3 hours 14 minutes. Was it 3 hours 14 minutes long?
I have no idea why.
It probably was, right? You should check it, man.
Oh my god. His shoes are 314 too, by the way.
Like, I try to be no hater, bro. What's a Bible verse with 314? What, John 314? What's
John 3:14?
I know it's John 3:16, but what's 3:14? So he
got some other stuff.
We got decipher.
Oh, Philippians 3:14.
Oh yeah, 3:14. That's what it was. Yeah.
I press on toward the goal to win the prize.
Yep. There we go. There it is.
Yep.
I don't know who gave him that idea.
Hey, listen, as long as
it works for him. It works for him, I guess.
As long as it gets this team right here another chance.
So that's gonna be his return, probably 3/14, March 14th.
I guarantee you that's probably the date. You can put lock in a bet. You know what? What's one of those poly markets or rain bet? What poly market? Put it in there. Tatum will be back 3/14.
Yeah.
Put that in.
So real quick, since we're on this right now, okay?
Yeah.
Say Tatum comes back, okay? And Celtics go on a run and we win the finals. And let's just say Tatum wins the finals MVP. Would this be the greatest return ever?
Yes. Not even a question. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Greatest return ever?
Yeah, because
what about Kobe?
No, because I'm saying like you're talking about a guy who came back from an Achilles tear. So usually the player doesn't come back the same. I think the only player we've seen that came back from an Achilles injury and kind of be themselves again was KD. Other than that, like I can't think of another player
about,
that's been like that.
about Kobe.
Kobe wasn't the same after the Achilles tear.
But
That's the thing. Like he didn't win a championship. He didn't win a
Well,
championship.
he didn't win a
after that.
championship, but
That's what I'm saying. So like, and KD didn't either technically, but I'm saying like KD at least, you know, he still maintained like being very, very, very good. But if Tatum were to come back, I mean, I'm going off of what Los is saying right now because I don't believe that because I feel like if Boston goes to the finals and they win the finals, it's not because of Tatum, it's because of Brown. So I envision if I'm envisioning, which by the way, just to let everybody know, I'm a Sixers fan, so envisioning this is diabolical. But if I put myself in these shoes and I say Boston just beat OKC, let's say OKC because they got the best record. Boston beat OKC in the finals. Beat them. Tatum is your finals MVP. I'd be like, wow, that's the greatest comeback of all time. I haven't like, how can you say it's not? The man came back from an Achilles injury, came back, played well, went to the playoffs and went to the finals, and he played so well that he became the finals MVP there. Like, it has to be the greatest return of all time.
yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't think that happens. I think, like I said, to give more credit to Brown, I feel like Brown is more important in that aspect. That I feel like if they make the finals and they win the finals, it's because of Brown, not because of Tatum. But I'm just going hypothetically, like Los was saying.
So I looked on the poly market and it said right now is 97% chance
that he's gonna come back on 314.
Yeah, so you wouldn't even make any money. You should have put it in. What was it? Was it the lowest? It was the lowest. January 31st was when it was the lowest.
Lord, 97% chance.
Yeah, 97% chance.
Hey, listen, they know.
Oh man, that's crazy. Los, before we wrap up with the basketball talk, I know you wanted to bring up something, and you wanted to bring up something about Luka. So I'll let you. I want to let you talk about this. I know this has this has been on your mind, so I want to hear what you got to say about Luka.
Been waiting.
All right, so I'm gonna ask you guys the question, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Are you guys tired at all of Luka Doncic's antics in game now? Or is it getting old and annoying to watch as a fan of the sport?
Yeah, man. Luka just gotta hoop, man. He needs to stop complaining and just start hooping.
I'm used to it at this point because there's so many people that complain, but it's getting to a point. It is getting to a point. But I'm used to it, honestly. I feel like a lot of people complain at this point.
So here's my thing with why I wanted to talk about it is because we obviously, as you guys know, Celtics just beat the Lakers, and when I was watching that game, it felt like every possession, every play, Luka was complaining, and it's to a point now for me where I don't think Luka Doncic will ever win an NBA championship if he doesn't fix his attitude towards basketball, and I'm not saying it in a bad way because he's a basketball genius. Like he really is just a master of the court. He can make any shot he wants on the basketball court. He can do anything on there. Obviously, we've seen him get triple doubles, 40-point triple doubles, and the whole nine. But when you complain to the refs to the point where you don't get back on defense, that to me is a massive problem. Like that is not okay. You're letting your team fall because of a call. And it's like, I get it. You get a lot of calls as it is. You lead the league in free throw attempts this year. So that's a lot already for somebody of your caliber to be complaining about. And you're complaining on every single possession, every single play. I don't understand what's the point. You're not going to get every single call. You get away with a lot yourself when you push off and you do your antics. So like, it bothers me to the core now when I'm watching Luka Doncic because I feel like we're wasting LeBron James this final year with these antics.
Wasting his final year. I mean, I don't know what more you can do as the Lakers, as the coach, as the players. They just They don't. The whole team just doesn't have the capacity to go against the top teams in the league. So, yeah.
And it's mostly because of Luca. If you look at it, all the top teams, what they do is they force Luka Doncic or Austin Reeves into action. And they're not going to let them sit on the corner and get their rest up and be able to be an offensive juggernaut. You want to score 30? Well, come here and you're going to defend 30.
The thing was, the last game they was up until the fourth quarter. It just wasn't hitting shots and run out of gas. And then when Luca had the chance to shoot, he just didn't shoot it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know what you do. It's you lose the season as a Washington. What happens next year? You need a center. You got to make talks with keep Austin Reeves and how do we work that roster to be competitive with LeBron or without LeBron?
Well,
You know,
LeBron's retiring, right? What do you think they are going to do?
retire. I don't know if LeBron's retiring.
Nah, he's not retiring. He's definitely going to Cleveland next year. They're going to be done with him, though.
Yeah,
It's a lot of money off the books.
Lakers gonna be done. Yeah,
the Lakers going to have to get a lot of defense because Luka is bad on defense. I didn't know he was that bad. I just looked it up. His defensive rating is really bad.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, he's costing his teams a lot of points, failing to get in transition. I don't know if you guys actually watched the Lakers game. There are moments in that game where he just looks completely lost on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah, his defense is pretty bad. I mean, the good thing for the Lakers, which obviously Los hates hearing that because he hates the Lakers. But the good thing for the Lakers, like I said, is that you have a lot of money coming off your books with LeBron leaving your team next season. So you have no excuse to go out there and look for defensive like pieces to help that. Because Luka is a monster offensively. Like Lo said, he will drop 30 on you. But then the problem is that he's probably gonna get 30 dropped on him. So it's like it just nullifies each other out. So it's tough, but like right now this season, the Lakers, I don't have them going anywhere. So let them do whatever they want, let them run around.
Thing with that, right? The Lakers, you can have all the money in the world, okay? Unless somebody in your front office, somebody like an owner, somebody high up in the team comes up to Luka and talks to him and say, "Hey, Luka, you're a phenomenal player. We need you to play basketball at a high level on both sides of the court. You will never win a championship because you can say they go out there and they get some of the best talents in the NBA on the defensive side of the ball. We'll say, and we're gonna just use my Celtics as a good example of this because we're a prime team to do this. Let's just say you get like hypothetically speaking, it was prime Marcus Smart out there. You got like a Tony Allen type of a player. You get I don't know who else you can consider like a perimeter defender. Dyson Daniels. You went out and you got Dyson Daniels, who's a really good defender. You know what I mean? What teams are going to do, and the good teams are going to do this every single time. They're going to say, okay, we got Dyson Daniels on Jaylen Brown right now. Cool. Hey, you bring Luka Doncic over here in this pick and roll action, and you're going to cut extremely hard to force Dyson Daniels to follow you down. Okay, Luka didn't come. Okay, we'll do it again. Come on. Luka Doncic, pick and roll situation. All right, he doesn't want to come. Double pick and roll actions. We'll force Luka Doncic into the situation.
Try to do the switch.
Yeah, that's how this game of basketball nowadays works. Teams don't go just one-on-one with your best defender, and they're not going to tire themselves out like that. That's not happening anymore. We're going to just force Luka Doncic and pick and roll. We're going to force him in these situations, and we're going to make him defend. We're going to make him choose. Is he going to cover the drive? Is he going to cover the open three? What are you going to do? Oh, you didn't do it wisely? Great, because this shot is I use the Celtics as a prime example. We're a team that plays the analytics. Okay, Derek White shooting the three at a 40-some% clip. Perfect. Derek White's going to make this most of the time than not then. Boom, he made an open three because Luka Doncic failed to pick up on defense. Oh, he picked up on defense this time? Well, he didn't allow – he fell off of Jaylen Brown too soon. Jaylen Brown just had an easy bucket at the rim. That's how this game of basketball is going to work. And we can go to the OKC Thunder. They do the same thing. They're going to force him into pick and roll situations. They're going to bring him up to SGA. Okay, now you're going to get to choose. You're going to cover these three-point shooter, or you're going to cover SGA in the mid-range. Oh, you played too aggressive in the mid-range? Boom, now you got a foul on you. You played too loose. Okay, SGA just pulled up on the mid range. As long if he doesn't acknowledge that he needs to get better and at least put some type of effort on the defensive side of the court, he's never gonna get better. He's never gonna win a championship. And the reason why I bring this up isn't because I hate the Lakers, is because I'm a fan of basketball and I would love to see Luka Doncic at his highest potential. And he doesn't do that.
Yeah,
He was on the Mavericks until they traded him. So it wasn't his decision to get traded. So now you're on a new team, new system with players that you gotta, just work with.
Like I said, I feel like, next year losing LeBron, I mean, the team is going to have to learn their strengths and their weaknesses. Obviously, like having Luka, you do have an offensive strength there, but now your weakness is you got to surround him with defense. Like you're just going to have to.
It's going to be on the GM.
Yeah, it's going to be on the Lakers GM to see what they do. It is what it is. I mean, it's crazy to think that Luka plays defense like he's like a 6-foot guard. The man's like 6'7" or something like that, or 6'8". He's big, like he's a big boy. He lost weight too, like before the season started. So I thought he was going to be like much better on both ends, but his defense is just bad. It's really bad. He should look to see he should hang out with Jokic a little bit more because Jokic got his defense better. His defense was atrocious at one point, but now his defense has gotten much better. So. I mean, it's not a bunch of, you don't have to be a DPOY type player, but it's at least something to make the other team kind of like be hesitant on you and not do those things that Lowe said. Because if you're going to if you're going to face a team like OKC, like a Boston Celtic, like even a Denver Nuggets, like you're going to have these situations that you're going to be a liability on the defensive end. And yeah, like you might be able to put 30, 35 points up, but you ain't gonna put no 60 up because you got LeBron on your team, you got Austin Reeves on your team, you got pass the ball. Like then here comes Jokic and he's just going crazy, or Jamal Murray. You're like, oh, let me guard Jamal Murray because he's a smaller guy. Jamal Murray just dropped 45 on you, and Jokic got like 30 something on DeAndre Ayton. You know what I'm saying? Like it's tough. Like you can't be that big of a liability and not make it up on the offensive end. And while Luka does make up a lot on his offensive end, it just sucks to see him just get basically even it out on the defensive end. So now you basically rely on the rest of the team to pick up that slack offensively and defensively. And right now the Lakers don't have that. Like they're trash.
It's not just him. So it's also Ayton and Reeves and LeBron.
But the thing is that Luka's the star. Luka's the star of the team. Exactly. That's the problem.
Exactly.
Yeah. I feel like he's gonna get it together. If he was able to off season lose the weight, and that was an issue that people were having of him, then this year, if people are like the issue is your defense, then I think he's gonna.
But it's always been the defense. That's the problem. He's never improved it.
Mm-hmm. I think this might be the year where he might actually have to care about that if he wants to.
I think he's all about putting his numbers up. I think at the end of the day, he's probably going to be like, it's up to the team to surround me with the defense. I know what I could pull. I know what I can bring.
Failing to realize that the team you can surround you with defense, it's going to get to a point. What are you going to do when they keep putting you in pick and roll? Then it's going to get to a point where late game situations, we're going to need you in, but we can't have you in because we're going to need that defensive stopper at the same time, and we're out of a timeout. So we're going to have to trust our second star to win this game for us because we can't rely on Luka Doncic to defend at a high level so we can not get beat at this moment.
I think it's just how much he cares and accountability. So if he could do those, if he has those two things, then I think he'll be able to improve in that area.
100%. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you guys for listening. This was the NBA talk of headphones and highlights. We'll be back with some music and a little bit more in store. Maybe some wrestling, a little bit of football action as a little sneak peek.
Oh boy.